All right, so this one says consider this equation, and then, what's the solution? Now, when they say what's the solution, what they're really saying is what value of x makes the left-hand side equal the right-hand side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to graph this. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to say 1 divided by 4 times x to the 4th power minus 4 times x plus 1. So that's the left hand equation. I'm going to change the color so it matches the graph in the online assignment. And then the next one is 3 divided by x minus 1 plus 2. And I'm going to change that one to match the assignment. All right, so it only crosses right here. That point right there, if I click on it, Desmos will automatically tell me what the solution is. So because Edmentum, they use this iteration technique, I'm not even going to use that. Okay, I'm not going to even waste time explaining that to you guys because I just want you to graph it. I can do that. I'm the teacher. It's just easier. I mean, in the real world, you would never ever, and I've done research at Notre Dame and Northwestern, I would never in a million years do this iteration stuff because the calculator already does it. But it is nice to know how to do it if you're a math major while you're in high school. So we're just going to do it this way. So we need to figure out which one of these is closest to 2.76. Now, it's got to be at least 2. I don't think it's going to be D. I don't think it's going to be C because it's just barely over 2. This is 2.7. In fact, it's almost 3. So we got to look for one that is almost 3 times the value. In other words, the numerator almost has to be 3 times the denominator. This is just barely 2. So I think it'd be A or B. It's definitely not going to be D. It's definitely not going to be C. It's either A or B. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug this in a calculator and see what we get. Okay. So I turn on my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to say 35 divided by 16. 2.18. And then if I say 19 divided by 8, I get 2.3. Okay. That's so funny. Well, technically, B is closer to the actual value of X, but Edmentum says A. So if you use the iteration technique, you would get A for the solution, but technically, B is closer. But it's not the answer you would get for the iteration. And that is also why I don't like using that technique. So we're just going to say A, even though it's not very close to this. Okay. When you think about is it off? If you were to round them, both approximations would be off. In other words, this rounds to about 3, and using this approximation technique that they're teaching, I'd rather have a more precise answer. The difference is that the graphing calculator is doing the iteration process, but they're doing it more than 3 iterations, so you get a more precise answer. Okay, this is the answer after 3 iterations. Anyways, that A is the answer on that one.